Hi, welcome to your TA training session for November. In this presentation, I'll be teaching you some of the crucial concepts and training materials to become a TA at Koala Koders. I'd like to introduce myself as Daniel, one of the co-founders. We also have Nicole, who's another co-founder, and then June Choi, who's our HR department head and also a supervisor that you might see in some of your classes. Let me give you a brief organization of our courses and our organization. Currently in November, we offer 2 courses at the City Library, Circuit Boards 100, teaching the foundations of electrical circuits, on Thursdays from 4 to 6 p.m. We also have VR Robotics 100 class on Tuesdays from 4 to 6. This class uses Scratch. We also have two same courses running at Capilano Library. Circuit Boards 100 will be running on Thursdays from 4:30 to 6:30, and VR Robotics 100 on Fridays 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. As I mentioned before, circuit boards will utilize the Arduino project books to teach the students about fundamental C++ coding concepts in a fun and visual way. We try to incorporate a lot of math, engineering, and physics into this class so that students can learn more about what circuit boards are and how they can apply it to real world using coding. They'll also be learning the Tinkercad software and how to simulate it using the Tinkercad software. VR Robotics is our course for the younger students, and it'll teach the fundamentals of Scratch and robotics, which is a younger language for children. Students will have a lot of fun making their robots move and learn about basic algorithms on how to make their robots move. This is an example of Tinkercad and the software that students will be using in the actual class. Our goals as an organization is to deliver a high standard STEM education and to teach students a lot more about coding than what schools offer currently. We have a lot of expectations from you. What our expectations are you from is that you be a role model for the students. Please do not set a negative example. We've had a lot of teachers set a negative example in front of the kids, which is not appropriate at all in our classroom environment. We also want you to follow our curriculum rather than using your own curriculum. All of our curriculum will be designed and will be handed out to you before class, and we expect that you master the contents of the curriculum before teaching them. Our priorities as an organization is to make sure that students are having fun, engaged, and learning with our class contents. We expect that all students will be participating actively in our classrooms rather than being bored and watching YouTube or something else. One main point that I want to mention is that cursing is not allowed in our classrooms at all, and doing so will result in immediate removal from our classroom. We've had a lot of TAs curse in the past, which is unacceptable at all. Violent actions in our classroom will also result in immediate removal as well, such as hitting others or punching others as well. It is okay. We know that in some classroom environment you will also have friends, but we do understand that socialization is a necessary part of the teaching team. However, we expect that you behave in an appropriate manner in front of the students with friends. For example, you cannot be swearing or acting like you would usually do with your friends outside of school. We expect school appropriate behavior from all of our teaching assistants. Please understand that we are an organization partnered with the library rather than a school club where you can have fun. This is an actual volunteer role that is associated directly with the library rather than a school club or a school-run organization. We are an organization that is outside of the school. The library staff will be in the room at all times, and the library staff do have the power to terminate you. If the library staff does terminate you, we cannot take any further action. We have some classroom management tips available for you. Some ways to get student attention is to clap in a rhythm, or raising your hand until all students become quiet. And you can also create your own rhythm or action to teach your students. In order to handle advanced students, please let me know, and I will try to create more advanced materials for that student. For example, in our Python classes, we had a research project for the advanced students. Advanced students will typically get one-on-one attention from our TAs to work on specialized materials. Beginner students who missed a class or are struggling or do not speak English will get one-on-one TA attention to catch up on the class material. Starting from November, respect will be highly enforced in our classrooms. Students will not be let off with the warning for disrespect. Some examples of disrespect include swearing, yelling or shouting over a teacher, or insulting or taunting other students. these guidelines are meant to be followed strictly according to what's written on here. First of all, if a student misbehaves, they'll get a formal warning from our TA. Then a formal warning from the main instructor will be issued. If the student behavior does not improve, the main instructor will remove the student from the classroom environment to work directly with the student. Finally, there could be a case where the library staff steps in directly to correct inappropriate behavior. Our fourth stage of disciplinary action is to remove the student completely from the course. Instructor should remain outwardly calm while dealing with the class. If it becomes necessary for an instructor to make anger or disappointment with the situation to be known by the students, the instructor must remain controlled and never frighten or anger the students in any way or form. Formal warning should only be from the main instructor, and the TA should step aside for the main instructors to directly warn the communication with the student. If a TA or student is misbehaving every class, please let one of the upper management staff know, and in the case that a TA is misbehaving, the TA will be terminated on the spot by a supervisor. In order to get a student to respect you, you must respect the student and you must act like an adult. Acting like an adult means that you're not a teenager. You cannot act immature in front of the students. Your behavior is what directly influences that of the student. Here are some student policies. Going to the washroom, a TA must be with the student at all times when going outside of the classroom environment. Please take the student directly to the washroom and wait for them until they're done. Leaving the classroom, students must be with the TA at all times for both classes, and students cannot be outside of the classroom for any other reason. Medical injuries, please inform the library as soon as possible. If you have any questions, please contact me through Discord or email.